Salam, peace. Hello, Abes. I am your instructor, ENGRhymes. And today, we are going to discuss
packaging fresh-cut agricultural produce. This is the flow chart for fruits, vegetables, root crops, from harvesting and cooling to receiving and storage, washing and sorting, then peeling, trimming, deseeding, cutting to specific sizes, sorting for defects. Next is washing and cooling, then drying, packaging and labeling, storage and distribution. For harvesting of fresh produce, selecting raw material with sound quality. Avoid produce damage and contamination. Workers use gloves, hairnet, sanitary measures. Mechanical harvesters used in large operations. To remove field heat from fresh produce, ice and water injection, chilled water baths, forced air cooling, vacuum coolers, packing with an ice-water mixture, vacuum cooling tunnel, and use a first-in, first-out or FIFO system. So the first commodities that comes in be the first to come out to reduce losses. Receive and store fresh produce. The receivable point for fresh fruit and vegetables into a fresh cut processing plant is a key quality checkpoint. Large processing operations have a list of quality parameters and measurements, so there is standard. Usually, they have an enclosed refrigerated dock facility for receiving product. Inventory of stocks begins at the receiving stage after deciding whether to process the product. So this is the quality checklist for raw produce received at the pack house. As you can see, the details or the data needed includes harvest area or number or field, the harvest crew, vehicle registration, the date and time, supervisor, what is the bin label, the commodity, its size, bricks, the color, acidity, defects, temperature, the parameter, results, specification, corrective actions, and initials. For the process flow in a fresh cut processing plant, washing and sorting of fresh produce cut surfaces removes damaged tissues. This requires the use of potable good quality water. So water is really essential for this process. Water flume for washing and transporting fruit in a large packing plant. This ensures produce safety and quality. Pre-cutting whole fresh produce to extend the shelf life. Physical and chemical pre-cut treatments. For the physical pre-cut treatments, mainly air pressure, modified atmosphere or MA, heat and low temperature treatments. For the chemical treatments, use of chemical sanitizers, chlorine, peroxyacetic acid, hydrogen peroxide, acidity, sodium, chloride, or ozone. Firming agents like calcium dip and methyl cyclopropene, plant growth regulator. For peeling, trimming, deseeding fresh produce. So, ang pagbabalat, pagkat, pagtanggal ng mga buto ng ating fresh produce. So, the workers in complete food safety attire, as you can see in the picture, sort and cut fruit. So, mano-mano cutting sila. Staff use knives to trim and peel fresh produce by using the knives. Plants use abrasive peelers, trimmers, high pressure air and lye and steam for peeling. Fresh cut produce cutting, slicing. Product bin dumpers, for cutting and slicing. Next is washing, cooling of fresh produce. The continuous washing of pre-cut lettuce with sprays. Recycle through a filter to reduce water consumption. Check temperature 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. Contact time, the pH should be 4.5 to 5.5. Chlorine level 50 to 100 ppm. Oxidoreduction potential 650 to 750 ppm. For the fresh cut produce washing and drying, continuous fresh cut product washing flume. Pre-cut vegetables are dried with centrifugal force of spin dryers. So, may spin dryers din to dry the fresh produce. Post-cutting treatments of fresh cut produce. Post-cutting treatments of fresh cut produce extend shelf life. There is chemical post-cutting treatments applied, application of chemical treatments, and physical post-cutting treatments applied. Physical post-cutting treatments. Modified atmosphere and low temperature storage reduces respiration rate and deterioration of fresh cut produce. The modified atmosphere MA is passive or active. There is active MA, flashing package with a gas or mixture of gases different from normal air. And for the passive MA, created in package by respiration of fresh cut produce and package permeability. For the chemical post-cutting treatments, inhibit enzymatic browning discoloration caused by enzyme polyphenoloxidase, PPO, acidification, solutions of acetic, ascorbic, citric, tartaric, fumaric, or phosphoric acid. So these are the acids for the acidification, reducing agents such as ascorbic acid or erythorbate isomer of ascorbic acid. Application of edible coating using coatings such as sodium caseinate stearic acid. Firming agents, firmness of fresh cut fruit products is maintained by treatment with calcium compounds. Other post-cutting treatments. Low heat treatment to activate pectin esterase prior to a calcium chloride dip. Drying treatment, water removed from fresh cut produce before packaging. Fresh cut filling, sealing, checking. Autoscale with form fill seal packaging unit to pack produce in plastic bag. Metal detectors prevent metal objects being in final product. So we use metal detectors to avoid including metals in our product for safety consumption. Packaging to assure quality and safety of fresh cut produce. When fruit and vegetables are cut, spoilage is faster than with intact or packed product. Yes, packaging protects physical damage, also chemical and microbiological contamination. Packaged fresh cut produce is a key factor to deliver finished product intact to the end user, and refrigeration maintains package shelf life by keeping product temperature at correct level. For the packaging or labeling treatment, film rigid plastic used for fresh cut fruit vegetables. Packs are filled by hand in a small operation. Shrink wrap machine removes air, seals bag. Plastic pouches in cardboard storage, delivery boxes. Automatic operations, bags formed, filled and sealed. For metal detector checks, bags passing through the detector to test for metal contaminants. Finished product has a use-by date for optimum product shelf life. Codes are printed on the package. The types of fresh food packaging film. Types of packaging for fresh cut fruits and vegetables include flexible film or plastic bags. Shrink wrap packaging, rigid plastic containers, oriented polypropylene, OPP for MAP, perforated thin low density polyethylene LDPE. polyvinyl chloride or the PVC, and ethylene vinyl acetate or the EVA. For the rigid plastic packaging, you can see sample here. Rigid plastic packaging used for fresh cut fruit and vegetable retailing. Finished product has a use-by date for optimum shelf life and codes are printed on the package. So samples of rigid plastic packaging. Flexible plastic packaging. So these are the flexible plastic packaging used for fresh cut salad vegetables. Ready to eat wash mix fresh fruit, fresh product. Films with permeability, right area, headspace, volume, known product, respiration, and labels printed on the plastic film, weight, price, use instruction. Fresh food packaging trends. Packaging, recyclability, biodegradability. Large buyers are concerned about environment. Packaging variety, more than 1,500 different sizes, styles of produce packages. Packaging, sales appeal, quality graphics boost sales appeal. Multicolor printing, distinct lettering, logos are common. So when the packaging is presentable, it has greater appeal for the consumer. So packaging shelf life, fresh produce packaging is engineered to extend shelf life, reduce waste. The properties of MAP packaging, the modified atmosphere packaging, MAP reduces respiration rate, slows senescence. The MAP lowers oxygen, high carbon dioxide levels, reduces ethylene, and extends fresh cut product shelf life. MAP delays ripening, surface browning, retard enzyme activity, and microbial growth. Passive MAP, a hermetically sealed container. Active MAP is a flash air from package with filler gas. Some limited success cases with MAP, undesirable sensory changes, color, flavor, odor, growth of pathogenic organism. For the storage and distribution, customer demand for convenient, fresh, tasty food led to fresh cut produce industry. Cold chain is key to delivering fresh, wholesome fruit or vegetable products. Fresh cut plants, cold storage facilities, transport companies, wholesaler, retailer, and supermarket all help the fresh product. Storage times are kept to minimum. Quality assurance system. Quality assurance is good, timely information on all the quality attributes of a product. Physical, chemical, sensory evaluation of raw materials, processed products, ingredients and packaging supplies, processing parameters, finished product. The microbiological analysis and control of raw materials and finished product. Control of storage and handling conditions. Sanitation and waste product control. Assurance final products within legal limits and marketing standards. Quality food safety used as a marketing tool. Quality standards used by UREP-GAP. Good agriculture practices, the International Food Standard, British Retail Consortium, good manufacturing and hygienic practices, and others. So for the methods of packaging in vegetables, here are some facts. So in the Philippines, agriculture contributes about 8.6% of the country's gross domestic product or the GDP. Agricultural products are high volume, low value, and highly perishable. These produce are generally wasted during the process of food distribution in the supply chain. So, major contributors to huge losses are the inherent nature of this produce, the tropical setting of the country, lack of post-harvest infrastructure and facilities, the way of handling, and the multi-layer distribution system. So in the Philippines, substantial post-harvest losses of up to 50% was recorded from the initial harvesting, grading, packaging, and transportation from field to storage and distribution to the consumers. To address these problems, agricultural development entails accelerating productivity and increasing linkages between farm production, agricultural services, industrial and technological inputs, and agro-processing. Latest finding of the FAO, or the Food and Agriculture Organization, from 2013 showed over 1.3 billion tons of food is lost each year. Food loss in developing countries like the Philippines occurs even before consumptions. Food losses were already encountered as early as the production, post-harvest stages, and storage of agricultural produce. Food loss and waste are becoming increasingly critical to the Philippine farmer and is considered a threat to agricultural sustainability and food security because of the Philippines is mainly an agricultural country. So the agricultural sector accounted for 11.2% of GDP in the fourth quarter of 2014. Food production, however, should be complemented with programs in reducing food loss and food waste. So figure 2 is the production volumes of agricultural commodity. So the crop cereals, rice and corn, major horticultural crops like abaca, rubber, coconut, root crops, sugarcane, fruits and vegetables accounted for 28% and 66% of agricultural produce respectively in 2012. On the figure 3, on the other hand, shows the contribution of the major crops in the volume of production. The fishery sector is subdivided into the community, municipal, and aquaculture commodities, which contributed 28, 33, and 38% respectively for this sector. The volume of livestock production was recorded at approximately 210 million tons, with hog production as the major contributor for the livestock sector. So, figure 3 shows the measure of agricultural produce of the Philippines. Why packaging? Horticultural produce has limited shelf life of a few hours to few weeks to ambient or at ambient conditions. Packaging is required for food preservation, protection, and for safe transportation of products during storage and handling. So types of packaging: the vacuum packaging, shrink wrap packaging, and modified atmosphere packaging, MAP, as what we have discussed earlier. Okay, for modified atmosphere packaging, a technique used for prolonging the shelf life of fresh foods. The air surrounding the food in the package is changed to another composition. MAP is used with various types of products. The mixture of gases in the package depends on the type of product, packaging materials, and storage temperature. Equilibrium modified atmosphere packaging, or EMAP. Among fresh cut produce, EMAP is the most commonly used packaging technology. When packaging vegetables and fruits, the gas atmosphere of package is of a lowered level of oxygen and heightened level of carbon dioxide. This kind of package slows down the normal respiration of the product to prolong its shelf life. So the major purpose is prolonging the shelf life of the product. So example of MAP and EMAP packaging. Concerns. The main characteristics to consider for selecting packaging films are gas permeability, water vapor transmission rate, mechanical properties, transparency, type of package, sealing reliability. Fruits and vegetables are respiring products, hence need to transmit gas through the film called permeable films. Treat MAP foods is as if it were fresh. Shrink wrap packaging. Shrink wrap or shrink film is a material made up of polymer plastic film. On heating, it shrinks tightly over whatever it is covering. Heat can be applied with a handheld heat gun, electric or gas, or the product and film can pass through a heat tunnel on a conveyor. Benefits include prolonged shelf life, protection from the environment, and convenient to prepare. Advances in shrink film technology has made microwavable films common in retail-ready vegetable packaging such as microwavable shrink wrap potatoes. Example of shrink wrap packaging. For vacuum packaging, it is a method of packaging that removes air from the package prior to sealing, from the word vacuum. It involves placing items in a plastic film package, removing air from inside, and sealing the package. The intent is usually remove oxygen from the container to extend the shelf life of foods and with flexible package forms to reduce the volume of the contents and package. For vacuum packaging, so air is removed. Advantages of packaging: protection from oxygen, positive control of the moisture content of the product, inhibits the growth of aerobic spoilage bacteria, longer shelf life for goods, larger quantities of food can be purchased and kept over a longer period of time, and bulk purchases are often cheaper. Reduce the post-harvest losses. Thank you. Let me give credits to the SlideShare owners, Dr. Alastair Hicks, Adjunct Professor of Agroindustry of Mayfa Luang University, Thailand, and Mr. IIM Ahmedabad for the methods of packaging in vegetables.
That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell para updated ka sa mga lessons natin. Masalama! See you on our next topic.